Good day everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today I'm going to share with you a technique that is useful in adding and subtracting fractions. This technique deviates from the conventional or the standard math that we learned in school, and actually this technique is based in Vedic mathematics, and some references recently have adopted this technique and they called this the butterfly method. So today I'm going to uh, share this with you, and to illustrate this I'm going to have an example. Say we have 2/3 plus, say, 3/4. Now adding these fractions in standard math procedure means that you need to first find an LCD, or a least common denominator, but here we would go directly to the steps, which are quite easy. So first need to just cross multiply, and in the process we will be doing a butterfly thing. So cross multiply numerator of the first by the denominator of the second, so that's 2 times 4, and that gives us 8. Copy the sign, which is plus. Next we cross multiply the other part, which has the denominator of the first times the numerator of the second. That's 3 times 3, and that gives us 9 over the denominator. Now should be the product of the two denominators. The two denominators are 3 and 4, which can give us 12. Simplifying the numerator, we have 8 plus 9, that is 17, over the denominator 12. Simplifying this improper fraction, uh, we need to ask ourselves how many 12 are there in 17, and we know that there's only one 12, so we have a whole number 1, and the remainder 17 minus 12 is 5, and over denominator 12. So our answer therefore is 1 and 5 over 12. Now let me recap the steps. First, we need to cross multiply numerator of the first times the denominator of the second, and denominator of the first times the numerator of the second, and simplify. And finally, if there's a need to reduce or simplify and improper to mix number or mix fractions, do it, and so we get an answer of 1 and 5 over 12. To get a hang of this technique, I'll give you an additional example. Say we have 5 over 6 plus 3 over 8. Again, we go through the steps, which are doing the cross multiplication or the butterfly thing. So what's 5 times 8? So let's just do like this: 5 times 8 and 6 times 3. So what's 5 times 8? That's 40, plus 6 times 3, that's 18. Now, for the sake of my subscribers, 5 is the numerator of the first times the denominator of the second, which is 8, and 6 denominator of the first times 3 numerator of the second. So, and now we multiply the denominators to get a new denominator. 6 times 8, that gives us 48, and simplifying the numerator, we have 40 plus 18, that will give us 58, and let us copy the denominator, which is 48. Now we need to simplify this. This is an improper fraction, and we just need to ask ourselves how many 48s are there in 58. I mean, we know that there's only one, so we have 1 as our whole number, and subtracting 58 minus 48, that's 10 over the denominator 48. Now 10 over 48 can still be reduced. Since both are even, we can divide both by 2, and still we need to copy the whole number, which is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 48 divided by 2 is 24. Hence, the final answer is 1 and 5 over 24. Now, applying the butterfly technique in subtracting fractions is also handy, and this will shorten the procedures. Okay, say, let me illustrate this with an example. Say we have 9 over 10, that's our minuend, minus 3/4. Okay, so the same thing, we will go through the butterfly steps, so which requires us to cross multiply. So we will multiply the numerator of the first by denominator of the second. So that's 9 times 4, and that gives us 36. And let us copy the sign, which is minus, and cross multiply the other part, which is 10 times 3. That's equal to 30 over, now the new denominator will still be the product of the two denominators. So 10 times 4 is equal to 40. And simplifying our numerator, 36 minus 30 is equal to 6 over the denominator 40. Now, seeing this answer, this would tell us that this new fraction is or can still be reduced because numerator and denominator are both even, so we can divide this by 2. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3, and 40 divided by 2 is 20. So here is now our answer, 3 over 20. To better understand this technique with respect to subtraction, let me give you another example. Here we have 7 over 8 minus 2/3. So again, we do the cross multiplication. That's 7 times 3. That gives us 21. Then we will copy the sign, minus. And that's 8 times 2. That's 16. Over, the new denominator would be the product. That's 8 times 3, which is 24. And now we need to simplify our numerator. So we have 21 minus 16. That will give us 5 over 24. So since our numerator is a prime number, and both are, or there is no GCD that can be divisible to both, we will stick to this as our final answer, 5 over 24. Now, this technique is very useful not just in addition and subtraction of fractions, but also even in lessons in algebra like adding and subtracting rational expressions.